This is Virudhunagar. A small but busy town in Tamil Nadu. About 500 kilometers from the state capital Chennai. It looks like any other town in India. But for the past 8 months, something special has been happening here that is changing the social fabric of this community altogether. This town is home to a rural development scheme of a different type. An employment scheme that includes people with disabilities. Something like this has never happened before. And in this context, and for these people, is nothing short of a revolution. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme at Virudhunagar is special because it is the first scheme to include people who till now have not been included in efforts like these.
Mgnregs scheme provides equal employment opportunities to the differently abled persons in consonance with Disabilities Act 1995. Subsequently, a time motion study was conducted to assess the quantum and works suitable for them, providing water to the co-workers, clearing rooted out jungles, caretakers for children and other some suitable works are provided to them under this scheme. There is no doubt that this scheme has provided wage employment to the differently abled persons but also enhanced the standard of living. Now they are able to provide good education to their children as well as to their families, and subsequently their status has been raised in their vicinity.
Here at Virudhunagar, there is a special workforce of the physically challenged that supports the able-bodied workers at their task. For some time now, since the project started, the people involved from neighboring villages and communities have found a sense of immense pride in being part of this collective effort. Today at this spot, about 100 people have gathered to construct a bund. The bund created will improve the local community and of course offer man-hours of work for the unemployed.
என் பேர் செல்வராஜ் வீரார்வட்டி. நான் 9ஆம் வகுப்பு படிக்கையில் ட்ரில் மாஸ்டர் எக்ஸசைஸ் செய்யலை, நான் தவறி விழுந்துட்டேன். இந்த வலது கால் ஒடிஞ்சு வச்சு வேறு வேலைக்கு என்ன யாரும் கூப்பிட மாட்டாங்க. நான் வேலை செய்ய முடியாது, கம்மா வேலைக்கு போகிறேன், ஊரணி வேலைக்கு. நான் கம்மா வேலைக்கு போகிறவங்களுக்கு தண்ணி கொடுப்பேன். எனக்கு சம்பளம் முழு சம்பளம் 132 கொடுக்குறாங்க. ஒரு வேளை சாப்பாடு தான் சாப்பிடுவேன். இப்போ கம்மா வேலைக்கு போன பிறகு எனக்கு 3 நேரம் சாப்பாடு கிடைக்கும். இப்போ நான் சந்தோஷமாக இருக்கேன்.
Nobody is willing to give them a placement or job. In short, these unfortunate population, they are left alone and they are wanting in the street and they are begging for a one-day meal. At this juncture, this scheme came a big boon for the disabled population, especially for the mentally disabled and mentally retarded. Now, at the village level, at the panchayat level, the government is ready to give them a job.
Rural employment generation schemes have been in operation in villages and towns across India. Typically, the rural employment schemes by government seek to offer gainful employment for able-bodied males and females who do not find employment elsewhere. Over the years, these rural employment schemes have been a big success both for people involved and for the community as a whole. People employed in these jobs start getting a regular income and have a chance at a better lifestyle socially and economically. These schemes have become very popular and at various levels have become huge successes. Yet those in charge at Virudhunagar felt there was something missing. It was observed that only able-bodied people could avail the various employment opportunities brought out by the government and the local authorities. Those physically unfit, people with disabilities, did not find these employment schemes helpful. Being disabled, they could not be employed in the existing system, and so they continued struggling economically and socially. The idea of equal opportunities was being challenged by conditions that ensured non-inclusion of the people who needed it most, the disabled. Things had to change if growth and upliftment was to be more equal. And so the local authorities at Virudhunagar started to think of some way to effectively employ members with disabilities as well in the jobs that were already underway. The process began by first identifying the nature of disability and the quality and quantity of job that can be effectively assigned to them. A study was conducted to understand the issue better. A comprehensive time-motion study was undertaken in 4 districts: Coimbatore, Madurai, Tirunelveli and Kanchipuram. This study was a measure to identify suitable works for disabled persons, to assess the quantum of work, and to assess the duration of continuous work done without being fatigued. All these factors were to play a crucial role in the implementation of a scheme designed to include the disabled person. It was conducted in close consultation with various NGOs like the Ramakrishna Mission in Coimbatore, Chellamuttu Trust in Madurai, Amar Seva Sangam in Tirunelveli and Banyan in Kanchipuram. The result of the study was soon passed on to the respective authorities, and with able support from the Commissioner of Rural Development and Panchayat Raj, the scheme was approved by the government.
The inclusion of disabled population in the Mgnregs scheme, it is one of the major steps in the management and rehabilitation of the disabled population. And in fact, I can call it as a historical step in the management of the disabled population.
With the approval received, work to implement the novel scheme immediately began. Now that the scheme was in place, there was one more obstacle that needed to be taken care of: awareness. For a variety of reasons, disabled persons had to remain, till now, outside the ambit of the socio-economic aspects of villages and towns in India.
In Virudhunagar district, the district administration took effective steps for identification of differentially abled person by conducting special camps to issue job cards. Awareness has been created by press release and door-to-door canvassing to root out the social stigma. In Virudhunagar district, 2,724 persons who are having more than severity of more than 40% deformity. 1891 persons have been enrolled the scheme and have been attending work suitable to them for past 8 months. As they are working and earn money, the differentially abled persons who were once neglected by their families and neighbors now get respect from all the part of the society.
பேர் பெரிய இருப்பியா செங்கோட்டை பஞ்சாயத்தில் நான் வசிக்கிறேன். நான் ஒரு மாற்றுத்திறனாளி. எனக்கு வேறு வேலை எதுவுமே செய்ய முடியாது. அதனால் மண் வேலைக்கு போகிறேன். வேலை செய்கிறவர்களுக்கு தனி வசதிகள் செய்து கொடுக்குறேன். எனக்கு 132 ரூபா சம்பளம், முழு சம்பளம் கொடுக்குறார்கள். இதுக்கு முன்னாடி கஷ்டமாக தான் இருந்துச்சு. இப்போ இந்த 132 ரூபா சம்பளம் கொடுத்த பிற்பாடு கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம் இல்லாமல் நல்லபடியாக இருக்குது.
Through this concerted and spirited effort, 2,724 disabled people were identified, and out of them, 1,891 disabled people were enrolled in the scheme.
என்னோட பேர் மனோரஞ்சிதம். என் ஊர் பாட்டக்குளம் பஞ்சாயத்தை சேர்ந்தவ. நான் ஒரு பார்வை இழந்தவ. அதனால் என்னால் வேறு வேலை செய்ய முடியாது. மண் வேலை செய்துட்ருக்கிறேன். எனக்கு முழு சம்பளம் கொடுக்குறாங்க. நான் இங்கே கம்மா வேலை குழந்தைகளை பாதுகாத்துட்ருக்கிறேன். நான் காலையில் 9 மணி போல் 9 மணிக்கு வருவேன். சாயந்தரம் 4 மணிக்கு என்ன அனுப்புவாங்க.
Since the abilities of a disabled person are different from the regular workers employed here, the program makes provisions for disabled persons to optimize output. To achieve synergy with the already existing workforce, the scheme lays down specific jobs for the disabled that can act as a support system to the workforce. Caring for children of the workforce, offering water to the workers at site, less intensive work like clearing bushes, light earthwork and watering the area to be desilted, etc. are some of the tasks earmarked for the disabled worker. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act now has a different dimension altogether. In Virudhunagar, it is now more inclusive and is a big help for those who hitherto have had to stay away from regular employment programs. Today, because of this inclusion of the disabled workforce, a social change is being achieved in Virudhunagar. There is a newfound confidence in the disability card holders who are being successfully employed and a marked improvement in their lifestyle. Virudhunagar, a small but busy town in the state of Tamil Nadu, is undergoing a change, and the change will completely transform the social landscape of the area. As the day comes to an end, these hard-working people go back home, happy that they have contributed to the building of their local community and are brimming with newfound confidence. Today, they are better off financially, socially, and personally. What a handful of physically challenged people have managed to achieve through the disability program in Virudhunagar can be replicated across all towns and villages in India. And the story of success can become the story of every spot that the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme for the Disabled touches.